morning. I feel a little stronger today.
You keep covered up. We have popcorn strings for the mantle. Mr. Laurie and Joe had to them all up. Finally, she's in my kitchen.
I wish I felt ambitious enough to help you. Since I've been sick, you've had a double burden.
You're helping just by watching. And tell me, did the girl anything right?
It's just perfect.
Now, don't you ever worry about my working too hard. You were too young to take me on a motor's work before.
The baby died in my arms. But that was nearly a year ago, and I still haven't much strength back.
Spring's just around the corner. What's your resolutions again?
Those icicles outside don't look much like spring. But here's Lori and John. They'll bring you something you want to have into the house.
Hello, little sister. Feeling better today?
Of course I do. It's Christmas.
Close your eyes. We have something special from Grandfather that'll make you feel even better.
What is it? Hurry up, Lori. You know Mr. Lawrence's surprises are always exciting.
It's something he's been playing with for weeks. There, you can take a look.
Oh, it's beautiful. And it smells so woodsy. I miss being out of doors.
Joe and I cut it down yesterday, and Grandfather sent to Germany for the ornaments. See, even an angel on the top.
And popcorn and cranberry strings. You and Joe didn't eat all the popcorn after all.
Oh, they did all right. We made more this morning.
How can I ever thank him?
By coming over and visiting him once more, even if he is a crotchety old bear.
He's never crotchety with me.
That's because you've taken the place of the little granddaughter that he lost.
Your sister?
Yes, she was so much like my father now. Grandfather's lost them both.
You're late! The ice will be melted if the sun gets any higher.
And he wasn't meant to play last night.
Oh, it was all Amy's fault. She kept arguing and stuff even after Marmy said she couldn't. I've never seen her so angry.
Truth is, well...
Ruth looks so Christmassy. Are you glad that the old Puritan days are over?
What do you mean?
I was doing research for my Christmas story with the spread eagle and found that Cromwell's austerity carried across the sea. Here, listen to this. In 1659, the following law was passed in Massachusetts. Whosoever shall be found observing any such day as Christmas or the like, either by forbearing of labor, feasting, or in any other such way, shall be fined 5 shillings.
How grand.
I'm sure they would not have appreciated a Pan's cookie jar full of stars and animals and trees from the Bethlehem stable.
Lead us to it.
We're going ice skating, remember?
Would you like to come too, John?
Thank you, no. I just wanted to see your face when we brought in the tree. I really should get back to my bookkeeping if you'll excuse me.
Bye, John. I like to go ice skating too. Hey, Ellery.
Well...
What's this
I
next to the fireplace? It looks like candy, but it is. There's still a bit that's not burned. I can still read the title, The Pirate and the Persian Princess, my January story for the Spread Eagle.
Oh no, Joe. That story you read to me yesterday afternoon, it was the best yet.
It was in the attic where I thought I left it. I was going to look for it after skating.
Too late.
You threw my story in the fire?
Yes, I did it, and I'm glad. I told you I'd make you pay for leaving me home last night. You knew that I wanted to see that play more than anything in the world.
You wicked girl! I'll never forgive you as long as I live. Never, never, never!
Be careful, Joe. Amy's not a ragdoll. She's your little sister. I'll help you remember the story word for word.
Come on, Joe, I'll race you to the river. Maybe that will cheer you up.
I'm coming too. You promised I could go next time, Joe.
You're hateful con that handles any promises, now and forever. This is going to be another rotten Christmas. Thanks you, Amy.
Scrooge! You shouldn't say that. You did a very dreadful thing, and that's Joe's best story yet. And she's worked so hard on it up there in her little attic hideaway. Don't say anything until Joe is good-natured again. You've had your struggles and it's always made up. She's always happy when she's with Glory. You supposed to forget about it on the night? I'm sure that she will. Then I'm going to phone.
Where are you going, dear?
I'm going on an expedition. She means expedition, Marie. You seem quite cool this afternoon, Precious. Are you feeling better?
Would you like to help me with mending?
I'd like to, Mommy, but I really am too tired. Here, look this.
May will soon be home from her house party at Annie Moffat's, and she can help me with the mending while she tells about it. She's been gone for over a week.
Meg loves beautiful clothes and elegant houses. I'm sure that should be the description of every dog at a party.
You are all so
a big deal what she wears. Neither do I lying around all day.
But you're going to grow up and get well and marry and have a family and a life of your own.
I really don't think so.
You'll feel more optimistic when the war's over and Father comes home. He really did feel as though he should stay on as chaplain, even after his recovery.
I was thinking, now the boy's in college and he doesn't need a tutor anymore, and possibly Joe's looking to his future, or when he has life to support. Do you suppose he's proposed to her Meg already? She always blushes when she gets a letter from him.
Oh, I'm sure not. Meg is far too grown to make such commitments. Do I feel wheels? It's the office carriage coming to bring Meg home. Hannah, Meg's home. Come and help her with the luggage.
I'm in the middle of making scones, ma'am.
I see. That's all right. We'll leave it in the hall. Meg!
Meg, did you have a good time?
Oh, it's like a glimpse into another world. And you liked that other world, dear? Oh, yes. We shopped, rode in the carriage, called on other very fashionable families, went to the theater and the opera, and had 2 parties.
2 parties. How'd the old Brooklyn dress look beside their gowns?
Not very good, I'm afraid, but old Mr. Lawrence sent a box of flowers, and I wore them to hide the shabbiness of my dress. The other girls' dresses were light and filmy. I'm sure that you look lovely, dear. Oh, I did the second night. One of the girls loaned me a blue silk with a train, but, oh, Marmee. Yes, dear. I'm not so sure that I do like that other world.
What's wrong? What happened?
Well, when my flowers came, I overheard Mrs. Moffat saying that you, Marmee, were playing your cards right to get me married off to a wealthy man. They thought that the flowers were from Laurie. I told them that he was nearer Joe's age than mine, but it didn't make any difference. Perhaps it wasn't wise of me to allow you to go among people of whom I knew so little. They must have very worldly ideas about young people. Don't be sorry. I'll forget the bad, remember? Only the fun part. I'll even forget that I let them frizzle my hair, that I drank champagne, flirted with the boys, and was altogether abominable. It was nice to be praised and admired, and I can't help saying that I liked it. Mrs. Moffat is partially right. I am ambitious for my girls, but only for your happiness. The happiness of marrying the man you love regardless of wealth. Poor girls don't stand any chance, Annie says, unless we put ourselves forward. Well, the old maids, don't be troubled, Meg. Leave these things to time. What in the world?
Oh, it's all my fault, Marmee. It's all my fault. I knew she was following us. And Largboard knew that the ice was thin in the middle of the river.
Hannah!
I heard upside down in bed. It sounded like she was crying. I heard her cry and turn around just in time to watch her crash to the ice. It was cold.
Hannah! Come quickly!
Karen turned and lay flat, holding her hand, until Joe brought a pencil and we pulled her out.
What happened? Hannah, go light the fire in my room and get her up there and out of these wet clothes. Hannah, she'll be fine, but she needs to get out of these clothes as quick as possible. Thank you, children. You can run along home now. Joe, did you do this?
What have I done now?
Did you forge the note that Laurie brought me from the secret mailbox in the hedge?
I don't know what you mean.
I'm so humiliated. Before I left for my house party, Laurie said that John broke it enclosed a note. It was a love letter. I told him I was too young to do anything about it, and he must speak to Father. And now, he writes that he never sent any note. He said that he would be by today, and then we would discuss it. Oh, I can't face him. I'd like to run away and hide.
I didn't do it. I didn't know anything about it. Teddy?
I apologize, Meg, Mrs. March. I was only trying to help romance along.
It is never wise to interfere in the personal relations of other people, Laurie.
off of dry clothes. It's time for tea. I left the kettle on the fire. Would you like it in here or in the dining room?
It would be good to sit down after all of the excitement. Let's have it in the dining room.
Oh, it's Aunt March. I'll let her in. Good afternoon, Josephine. I have brought some house food jelly for Beth. Will you have a chair, Aunt March? There's nothing more nourishing than house food jelly. I want you to eat every bite of it. It will help you in your hearing. Where's Amy? I have something to say to Amy.
Oh, she'll be down in a moment. Won't you? We're about to have tea. Would you like to join us?
Did Hannah make scones today? I believe she did, Aunt March. And there's currant jelly as well as honey.
And star-shaped cookies and gingerbread animals.
Then I'll stay.
Oh, Amy, how are you feeling?
Hungry? Come here, child. I have something to say to you. Your hat is like ice!
Warm heart. Well, cold hands are said to mean a warm heart.
My hands are always warm, and I have a warm heart as well. Oh, yes, indeed, Aunt March. Yeah, it's because of my warm heart that I have to come over to get your parents' permission for a little excursion to Europe. Europe? Your Aunt Carol plans to tour the continent in the spring and needs a companion. I have my responsibilities here on Concord, and I have decided to pay the expenses for aiding to accompany her. How wonderful! I thought it was rather good of me. I planned first to send you, Josephine, but you like to be independent and despise favors. You say that you hate French, and they will be spending several weeks in France. It's more logical for Amy to go. She has an interest in Europe and can protect her. I have an interest in Europe, a great interest. I want to see where the writers live who wrote so many of our masterpieces. I said that I hate the French language, not the people. Well, what do you say, Amy? Are you pleased?
Oh, yes, Aunt March. I never dreamed that I'd see great art firsthand. The real thing. Rembrandt, Titian, and Boccaccio things.
You mean Botticelli's angels. Are you going to let her go, Mother? It's a magnificent offer. Yes, certainly, if Father agrees.
He'll agree.
I'm so happy for you, Amy.
Beth, you would really benefit by the sunshine of the Riviera, but you are not strong enough to travel.
This is all right. Amy will share all of her adventures with us. You will write off with, won't you? Of course I will. And I'll send sketches of everything.
Now, Josephine, a writer does not have to travel anywhere to practice his craft. All a writer needs is a pencil, paper, and imagination. I have plenty of that. Precisely. And so I told the editor of the Spread Eagle, your little stories have so much merit, and that he should pay you for them. He was forced to agree with me and wrote out this check for your last few stories. I'm an author, a real author, a paid writer, a professional. What a glorious Christmas this is after all. And it's all thanks to you, Aunt March. To Miss Josephine March, $25. Why, it's a fortune, an utter fortune. Look, Teddy, to Miss Josephine March, $25.
Joe, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, Laurie. Tea's on the table.
Miss March, may I escort you to the tea table?
Wait, don't go. Did I startle you, Margaret?
Where did you come from? I didn't even know that you were here.
I just arrived. Meg,
Oh, no, please don't. I'd rather not.
I only want to know if you care for me a little bit, Meg. I love you so much.
It's not what you said in your letter.
Only because it was something best said in person.
Oh, you think me a silly vain creature who made up a love letter simply to test you.
I think nothing of the sort. Here. Does this look like a man who isn't in love?
Well, that's my handkerchief. The monogrammed one that Mother gave me on my 16th birthday.
It's the one you dropped the first time you spoke to me.
How silly I looked dressed up as a stepmother.
I've treasured that bit of linen because it belonged to you, Meg. Tell me that there's some hope. Tell me that you could learn to love me.
Give me some time to think about it.
Margaret, we are waiting.
Oh, no. Here comes Aunt March.
I don't think I could handle it right now. I'll wait for you outside.
Mr. Lawrence tried to detain me, why you are being so rude, as to keep everyone waiting. Was that the former tutor from next door?
Why, yes, Aunt March. He was just here.
There's mischief going on, and I insist upon knowing this. You don't mean to marry her, do you? If you do, not one penny of my money ever goes to you.
I shall marry whom I please, Aunt March. And you can leave your money to anyone you like.
Is that the way you take advice? You ought to marry well, and help your family.
Father and mother don't think so. They like John even if he is poor.
Your parents have no worldly wisdom than a couple of babies.
And I'm glad of it.
This nobody hasn't any profession, has he?
Not yet, but he's studying bookkeeping and will soon have a fine job.
So, you intend to marry a man without money, position, or business, when you might be more comfortable all your days by doing better.
I couldn't do better if I waited half my life. I'm proud to think that he loves me, even when I'm so poor and young and silly.
He knows that you do have his love, child. That is the secret of his liking, I do suspect.
Aunt March, how dare you say such a thing? John wouldn't marry for money any more than I would. I'm not afraid of being poor because John loves me and I love him.
Then I wash my hands off the whole affair. Just do not expect anything from me when you are married.
Hey, dearest, thank you for defending me. And thank Aunt March for proving that you do care for me at least a little bit.
More than a little bit. I didn't realize how much until she said such nasty things about you.
Everyone! John Crookie's acting dreadfully. And I suspect mistletoe has nothing to do with this.
Come congratulate.
If I must, I must.
So you pulled it off, John.
And now, we're going to hear nothing but of rice and rings and briny things. Not one penny, not even a wait. Well, perhaps a towel or two, or the linen shelf. Ah, the Christmas spirit has touched her at last. What do you wager? That by wedding time she'll mellow so much that she'll stock the whole linen shelf?
You know her better than I do. You'd win the wager.
Oh, Meg. Father and I have often discussed this possibility. But don't you think you're a little young for the responsibilities of marriage? We're willing to wait, Marmy.
Yes, and I'm saving up my money, so I have a little house to take her to.
Here at Concord, I hope.
I never take her away from this wonderful family.
What a lovely Christmas present.
Oh, I almost forgot. I have a Christmas present for Mrs. March, too. The Reverend March was granted a furlough and will be home on evening train.
I feel this to be the best Christmas in the world, with something special happening to each one of us. I'm feeling stronger. Amy's going to Europe. I've arrived as an author.
John loves me, and I'll have a husband again.
The scones are getting cold!
Hannah, set another place at the table. My little women are growing up. We're adding a young man to the family, and tonight our family circle will be complete.